From the studios of the Performance Motorsports Network, bringing you the fastest 60 minutes in racing. It's Burning Rubber Radio.
Burning rubber, baby.
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 Burning rubber, baby. Burning rubber, baby.
Now, here are your hosts.
I know what the prediction is. You don't even have to explain it. And here it is. Burning rubber, baby.
Yeah, Burning Rubber, baby. Hello, everybody. It's Andy DeLay here for another hour of Burning Rubber Radio. Finally, Dan Smith is back again, and we don't have Dr. Champ Patrick Staropoli in the studio with us tonight because he's over there in Daytona getting ready to do his thing over there. But of course, we got Dan Smith and of course Mr. Bob Steele. How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Yeah,
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Trying to get my voice back. Long week last week.
Yeah, very long week last week. And folks, of course, Charles Robinson, he's still with us, but apparently he's snowed in Kentucky or in a snow bank, one of those two. Anyway, we got us an hour of Burning Rubber Radio. We're going to have a good time. This, by the way, Bob, by the time folks hear this, we're going to be prepared or at the 24 hours of Daytona.
Yeah. We are going to be very, very tired by the time Sunday rolls around, but we're going to be sleepy with big smiles on our faces. I can tell you that, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait to get over there. I have not seen the Rolex before. It's going to be the first time. And folks out there, you can hear it on the Performance Motorsports Network. Bob, what kind of stuff are they going to be doing there? Is it going to be a 24-hour thing?
Yeah, we're going to be broadcasting hourly reports. We're going to do a little ramp-up pre-show and a nice little post-show to wrap the whole thing up and be doing hourly reports throughout the 24 hours, which means we're not going to get any sleep. But like I said, we're going to have a big smile on our face by the time Sunday rolls around. So be listening to Performance Motorsports Network. We're joining forces with our gang from In the Pits Racing Radio and In the Pits Media to provide this coverage. And so it's going to be network-wide and eventually on CBS stations in not only Tampa but Baltimore and let's see, Charlotte. And there's one, Houston as well. So lots of coverage on this for us.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. I cannot wait to do that, Bob. But anyway, Dan, we got all kinds of stuff. You were at the Chili Bowl. We're going to hear all about that stuff. But folks, we got Tyler Redditt. We got T-Mez Thomas Meserelli. Am I correct there, Dan?
T-Mez Thomas Meserelli. That. You was close.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty close. And we're going to check in with Sean Core, who's going to be running the Truck Series this year. So we got a bunch of good stuff coming up. And everybody, like I like to say, get in there and tighten those belts up because we're going to go burning rubber, baby. Be right back.
Hi, I'm Mickey for Bed Bug Detection Services. Bed Bug Detection Services rescues dogs from the Humane Society and the SPCA, then trains them at the Florida Canine Academy. We then pair them up with a handler where they will spend the rest of their lives in a happy family home working in the community. We want to rescue our second dog, but we cannot do it without your help. We are fundraising to bring home our next canine. Please go to bbds.us, that's bbds.us, and do your part in helping us rescue another dog. bbds.us will give life, home, and a meaning to another dog. bbds.us. With every donation, you will receive a signed postcard from our current bed bug detection dog rescue, Lily. Go to bbds.us. And thank you.
Tincher Williams Chevrolet Buick GMC is your Lexington, Kentucky and Corbin Chevy Buick and GMC authority. From pre-owned to the newest models, Tincher Williams is the only place to shop in the Lexington area. Check out their website for your next new or pre-owned vehicle, www.tincherwilliamschevrolet.com. All of the full-line inventory of in-stock and on-order Buicks, GMC trucks, and Chevrolets are right there online. Plus, you can check out what's hot at Tincher Williams on the homepage. Schedule your service appointment. Browse the inventory. Look for Tincher Williams specials. Check out your financing options. See what GM incentives are being offered for your vehicle. You can even shop for new tires at their convenient online tire store and get directions from wherever you are right there. It's all online at www.tincherwilliamschevrolet.com. That's Tincher Williams Chevrolet Buick GMC, located in London, Kentucky. Your Lexington and Corbin Chevy Buick and GMC authority.
You're listening to Burning Rubber Radio. Now back to the Burning Rubber Radio crew and the guy that thinks someone actually cares that he drove in the Slammer Series.
Yeah, welcome back to Burning Rubber Radio. We're ready to kick things off here in this hour of adrenaline-filled or filled motorsports action here. Shut up, Dan. Anyway, the first thing we got going is, of course, the iRacing.com segment. We want to thank all the folks over there at iRacing.com for standing behind Burning Rubber Radio here for over a year now. We've been partners with them, and I've been doing some iRacing this week. Dan, you said you have a little something for this segment?
Yeah, I do. I don't get a chance to sit down and do the iRacing, as much as I'd like to, and hopefully that'll change. But yeah, I got a little something here. I want to give a big shout out to our buddy, the iRacing champion, Tyler Hudson. He's put together a dirt late model for the 2014 season, and he is actively looking for sponsorship to help with things like tires and fuel and things like that. And he's got some pictures posted his car over on Facebook. And it is a bad-ass car. I mean, it looks good. The equipment's good. The parts and pieces. He should have a pretty successful year in what he's trying to do. So get over on Facebook to Tyler Hudson's Facebook page, and I'm sure you can track him down the Burning Rubber page or whatever. And, like I said, he's looking for some sponsorship to help him out. And the program looks pretty solid. I don't have any insider knowledge of it, but from what I see from the outside looking in, his program looks very solid, and it would be very cool to see somebody associated with iRacing take it to the real world, other than what we normally talk about with the racers, you know what I mean? But to see a champion take it to the dirt in a late model. And so it's going to be kind of cool to follow him throughout the 2014 season to see what he does out there on the bull rings down there where he's at.
I agree, man. It's going to be really cool to see Tyler out there doing his thing. And the thing is funny is he probably will make more money last season winning the iRacing championship than he will in prize money this season. But, man, I want to definitely see him. I'd love to see him come up through the ranks, brother, and run in the truck series or something like that someday.
I agree with you. He probably did make more money as a whole, with the iRacing last year. Than he will this year. He'll probably gross a lot more, but that net result's not going to be there. With the dirt late models, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But if there's somebody out there looking, for somebody to throw some money behind, Tyler would be a good one. Or we got a whole list of up and coming drivers that could use some help. That's a fact.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And for folks out there that are interested in the 2.4 hours of Daytona, of course, the Rolex 2.4, I guess Rolex is standing behind iRacing on this one. They're going to be running a 2.4-hour endurance race, going to run the Rileys and the Roughs, the C-Specs out there, and it's the scheduled qualifying is going to be on January 25th and January 26th. Head on over to iRacing.com and you can learn all about it there. And then, of course, all of you out there that want to know what this iRacing stuff is, of course, it's a simulation that all the real guys use to practice and go out there and just have fun with. If you want to go iRacing and you are not an iRacer right now, simply drop us a line on Facebook at the Burning Rubber Radio Facebook page. Tell us, hey, I want to go iRacing, and I bet you old Dirty Dan will be nice enough to throw you a 3 free month deal, won't you, buddy?
Yeah, I got a few of them left, man. We'll have to get a hold of Otto and get some more of those. I've been giving a bunch of them away up at the Fort Wayne Rumble. Gave a bunch of them away up there to the crowd and things like that. But we can get our hands on some more of them. That's a fact, man. What is it they're supposed to say, Andy?
Burning rubber, baby.
There you go. Burning rubber, baby. Put it on the Burning Rubber Facebook page, and I will for sure send you a code for 3 months free iRacing. But remember, you cannot be a current subscriber to iRacing for the free 3 months. Just to clear that up. Andy, Bob's about ready to put his hands around my throat here, brother.
Yep, that's that, man. Folks, hang out, man. We'll be right back with some more Burning Rubber Radio and some real folks to talk to right after this.
Shopping around for your racing gear, driving from store to store only to find they don't have what you want? Barter's Racing Collectibles on Black Gap Road in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania has it all. The hottest NASCAR, IRL, and NHRA diecast, t-shirts, jackets, flags, and more. Everything racing. Stop by or check out their website, www.partnersracing.com, or call 717-352-2782. You'll be surprised at the selection, prices, and friendly client service. UPS, FedEx, and USPS shipping available. Farners Racing Collectibles, www.farnersracing.com, or call 717-352-2787. Farners Racing Collectibles. where racing comes alive.
Hi, I'm Mickey for Bed Bug Detection Services. Bed Bug Detection Services rescues dogs from the Humane Society and the SPCA, then trains them at the Florida Canine Academy. We then pair them up with a handler, where they will spend the rest of their lives in a happy family home working in the community. We want to rescue our second dog, but we cannot do it without your help. We are fundraising to bring home our next canine. Please go to bbds.us, that's bbds.us, and do your part in helping us rescue another dog. bbds.us will give life, home, and a meaning to another dog. bbds.us. With every donation, you will receive a signed postcard from our current bed bug detection dog rescue, Lily. Go to bbds.us. And thank you.
You're listening to Burning Rubber Radio. Now back to the radio team that has no problem kissing your
Radio edit.
to get an interview.
Woo! Welcome back to Burning Rubber Radio.
We're plugging along, brother. We're plugging along.
We are.
Man.
We
Promoting
definitely-
that in which we love, brother. Promoting that in which we love.
Yes, we are. And talking about promoting that, we got a friend of the show, someone that we have bugged 1,000 times, and this is 1,001 times. We have ARCA driver and NASCAR Camping World Truck Series driver, and drives everything else, school buses and you name it, Mr. Sean Core. How are you doing, sir?
Hey guys, good to hear from you again.
Ah, man, thanks, man, for not hanging up on us this time. We gave you a phone call. Wanted to check in with you. Getting started here in the 2014 season. Man, I've been watching your Facebook, Sean. You've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. Tell everyone about it.
We're doing a lot of. It's going to be a busy February. I'll just say that. I really don't plan on being home at all for the month of February. We're going to be doing the ARCA race the 15th, and the Camp World Truck Series race on the 21st, which is my birthday. So I think that's great in NASCAR to hold that race on my birthday for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, NASCAR, Sean. Appreciate it. Hey, and Sean, there's been some changes to the trucks and everything like that. What's Empire Racing running this year? Are you going to be running the full truck schedule, the full ARCA schedule?
Well, we're hoping to. Right now, we're still trying to close a deal on running the televised races for the ARCA series, which that'd be great. That would be really big for us, and we're making a little change up. I won't be in the number 82 this year for all the ARCA races. I'll actually be in the old James Harvey Hilton number 48.
Really? Oh my gosh,
Yep.
man! There's a lot of history in that number there, buddy.
Oh yeah, it's then the truck series will be the 82, but we had our development program. We really kicked off big time last year, so we opened that kind of built up with the number 82, and when James we built the car for James to race for his last race last year in Kansas, and I guess after that race, he asked if we were interested in running the 48, and I think I know I'm honored to be able to have that chance in my lifetime. That's really cool. So
and James Hilton, he is an icon, and he was Rookie of the Year in NASCAR in what is now the Cup Series, the year that I was born in 1966. But it'll be odd not going to the track and having him there. He is such a nice guy, and everyone's wives aren't going to get hugs now.
I had to warn my aunt on that when I introduced him to James not to fall in love. So.
So, man, how are you guys adapting to the new? Got some template changes, I guess I should tell everybody in the truck series. I guess they've moved the rear spoilers forward a little bit and stuff like that. Did you get to go out and test that thing?
Oh yeah, we actually I just drove the hauler back up last Tuesday. No, it was last Friday, and yeah, we went and we tested last week, Monday and Tuesday, down at Daytona, with the new 2015 Ford F-150, and I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with it. Right out of the trailer, we were 7th fastest on the board, and
right.
we kept working on the truck all all of Monday, and all during the afternoon we kept popping up on the top of the board, and somebody else knock us down and pop up on the top of the board, and I think we finished for the whole race, the whole 2 days of testing. I think we ended up like 8th fastest, which
That's
for
great.
a little tiny team, I know I'm excited about it.
That's awesome, Sean. Great, man. That good driving too. Does the truck feel any different with the new rule changes or anything to the body? Does it still feel the same? Does it draft the same?
I think the Fords are a little bit more of a puller, but they're a little bit more. They want to lead the pack rather than be a truck that is going to be pushing the pack. I think that's a big thing to try to get those out in the air, out in clean air. But there's really only 2 Fords in the series right now, me and because Kawasaki trucks.
Yeah, that's right.
But
You're the only Fords.
say that 3 times fast.
Sean, looking at the new noses and tail pieces on the trucks this year, it's been talked about that it's trying to get it back to where the truck bodies were when the truck series first come out. Is that what you're I mean, is there a crossover there? Or is it getting having the effects that they wanted it to have?
I love how the brand imaging they have on the trucks now. It really does. It looks like a real truck now. The way the tailgate's all contoured around it, you'd swear you'd want to walk over and step on the step bumper that's on the back of them. It looks that real. But I wouldn't.
Cool.
I mean, it's just fiberglass. So, please don't anybody come over and step on my step bumper. I'm gonna check up.
We'll have to remind Andy of that. The Swami will be over there stealing all the food and trying to jump in the back of your truck.
Oh Lord!
I'm not. I won't have a pizza in the truck.
At any rate, Sean, handling wise, I know you touched on it a little bit there in your previous answer. But what is the major differences with the aero packages that you've noticed this season?
Well, they really went away from the splitter braces. They went with more of a nationwide front, the lower front nose piece. The nose itself is very tall. I am 5'6", and I can. Honestly, I think I'm going to be stealing the phone book from the hotel when we get down there to be able to see over the hood on the thing. But it's definitely a tall nose on the truck. It took me a little bit to just kind of get used to that, having to try to figure out where the rear bumper was on the truck I was following in the draft. I know. Visual-wise, it's all about the same from the view of the cockpit. It's just looking over that big hood.
Yeah. Those things push a lot of air, but they always have, Sean. That's nothing new. And I guess the big thing's getting up behind somebody with those trucks and getting that nose push. They still got that aero push.
A little bit on. I noticed a little bit. It would kind of wash up a little bit in the middle down there. Coming off, we started out, we had a little bit of an aero issue. We're still 7th fastest on the board, but we had a little bit of an aero issue right out of the trailer where the thing had just the front end would slide and chatter up the track. But we took care of that quick. Our team really busted their butts to make that truck perfect for that test, and they did a great job. I can't thank all the guys over at Empire Racing. They really did. The truck looks great. They only had a couple days to really finish it up. We weren't 100% on the test right off the bat, and then within the last 2 weeks, it was like, all right, mad rush, let's finish it and go. So,
oh my Lord! Hey, and touching on
nothing like the 11th hour. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's racing, man, ain't it?
Yes, it is. But we have the new FR9 in the truck, and just you can't beat that power plant. That Roush Yates power. I'm so impressed with it. It really does want to pull draft the cars behind it. I'll tell you that.
Man, that's awesome. I'm glad. And then I got one more here for you before I hand it back to Dan. Is there anything new with the ARCA cars this year? Or is it the same bodies they had last year and pretty much the same package?
Pretty much the same package. I really don't think they've changed too much. I think the spoiler height is bigger this year. I don't know if it's just by a half inch or a full inch or whatnot, but I know the spoiler height at Daytona is taller. Nose-wise, body-wise, I don't think there's been too many changes. Over at Empire Racing, for all the cars that we have that are going up there, we have a couple of development drivers coming to run Daytona, and everything that we have is going to be FR9 powered. Which at first we had all the old style D engine, Rush HD engines in for last year and the year before that, and pretty much we down at the test we just tried to reconfigure the cars with the new FR9, and you change a lot of the ducting and stuff to really help the way the engine breathes, and we had it dialed in for the D motor. Now we have it all set up for the FR9, so I think we're looking good with all the cars going into Daytona.
Man, it sounds like everything's set up. I'm glad you sound like you're ready to go, and you get everything all set up, Sean. That's great. And you're going to happen to be down there for the 24 hours this coming up weekend?
No, I'm up here playing in the snow this weekend. I'm actually right now at a little ski mountain, Mount Peter in Warwick, New York, and you guys caught me just before I was ready to toss my skis on and go up on the mountain and do a little playing in the snow.
Well, man, enjoy yourself because you got a lot of work ahead of you this year, Sean. And, man, thanks for being on Burning Rubber Radio. But, you got to yell those three famous words before you get off the show, and that's Burning Rubber, baby. You got it for us?
All right. Burning Rubber, baby.
Woohoo! That's Sean Core, folks. And watch him in the Empire Racing team this year.
Yeah,
and ARCA
people are looking at me. People are looking at me in the parking lot now, but...
And in the Camping World Truck Series. We'll be back with a little more after this.
Tincher Williams Chevrolet Buick GMC is your Lexington, Kentucky and Corbin Chevy Buick and GMC authority. From pre-owned to the newest models, Tincher Williams is the only place to shop in the Lexington area. Check out their website for your next new or pre-owned vehicle, www.tincherwilliamschevrolet.com. All of the full-line inventory of in-stock and on-order Buicks, GMC trucks, and Chevrolets are right there online. Plus, you can check out what's hot at Tincher Williams on the homepage. Schedule your service appointment. Browse the inventory. Look for Tincher Williams specials. Check out your financing options. See what GM incentives are being offered for your vehicle. You can even shop for new tires at their convenient online tire store and get directions from wherever you are right there. It's all online at www.tincherwilliamschevrolet.com. That's Tincher Williams Chevrolet Buick GMC, located in London, Kentucky, your Lexington and Corbin Chevy Buick and GMC authority.
It's Burning Rubber Radio, an excuse for the hosts to get out of the house on the weekends without having to explain to their wives, husbands, and girlfriends what they're really doing. Now, here are your hosts.
Yeah, welcome back to Burning Rubber Radio. Sitting here is Andy DeLay along with Dirty Dan Smith and, of course, Bob Steele behind the board over there, turning all the knobs and spilling the coffee on the floor. Well,
don't mind those sparks, guys. It has nothing to do with anything. Don't mind the sparks.
That's all right, man. We're used to it in here. Anyway, Dan, it's that time, buddy. Who you got for us?
I have somebody that I have been following for a long while now, and about half the country is too, but I am so excited to announce that I have one of our 2014 featured racers over on the Blacklisted Promotions page, Mr. Tyler Reddick. How you doing tonight, Tyler?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on your show. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to be a part of it, and once again, thank you guys very much.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Thanks for taking the phone calls. And I'm sorry it took so long to get back to you after Homestead. But you released the news, man, but we haven't talked to you about it yet. Tell us what you got going on in 2014. And it's a pretty big deal.
Oh, most definitely. We signed a 2-year deal with Brad Keselowski Racing. We're going to do 16 races this year and the full schedule next year. So, we got a lot ahead of us. It's a great pleasure. It's a great opportunity, and it's a great group of guys to be working with. The chemistry with all the guys in the shop's just outstanding. They're a great group to be around, to work with, and Doug Randolph is. We have we've worked only, we haven't worked a whole lot together already, but, he's been great so far, and he's a great guy to be around.
You say you can't ask for a better situation than what you've been put into there. That's for sure. But let's back up for a minute. And this is not your first time with a good group of people like that. You're hooked up with Scott Bloomquist in the dirt late model ranks, and everybody's heard of Bloomer. But tell us a little bit about your history and where you're coming from before you head off truck racing next year.
Well, of course, I started racing when I was 4.5 years old, and the outlaw go-karts, and I raced those till I was about 9 or 10 years old, and then we fooled around a little bit in mini sprints for a couple of years out in the Midwest. I ran a sprint car for a year, an on-wing 410 sprint car, and then when I was 12, we hopped in the late models, and been in those ever since, up until recent history, I guess you could say. Coming this next year, we'll be driving for Brad Kozlowski Racing, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we got a lot of great things going. We were down in Daytona testing about 10 days ago, it feels like, and we had a pretty good truck in the draft, and we're going to be qualifying in the draft and racing in the draft, so we got a lot of good things coming our way, and hopefully if we just play our cards right, we'll be in a great spot. I know I got a great teammate, Ryan Blaney. Me and him should be able to work together and put ourselves in a great spot to win.
Tyler, that's awesome stuff. This is Andy here. Question is have you ever been out on the super speedway like either Talladega or Daytona before in one of these big heavy stock cars?
Well, I haven't done a race before in one of these in the ARCA or the Truck Series. I just did turn 18 back the 11th of this month. So,
right.
Being that I just turned 18, now I will be able to. I'll be doing the ARCA race as well. I've got to do pretty good in that race, and hopefully if everything goes all right in there, they'll be able to be cleared for the truck race as well. So we're going to be doing both events. Well, at this point, we're going to be shooting for both events. So we got to do good in the ARCA race to be clear for the truck race. So if things go our way and we play it smart, don't get ourselves in trouble. Should be a good couple of days of racing, I guess you could say, from the 11th to the 21st. We'll be down doing something at Daytona. And,
Man,
I'm going to be really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool stuff. And how are you preparing yourself to get into this thing? I mean, you're kind of getting thrown right into the thick of things. It's not like the first time you get in a stock car, you get to run this, that, and, for your full season or your real rookie season, so to speak. How are you preparing for it?
Well, the guys at the shop, they've done a pretty good job of piling up and getting a lot of race videos, in-car cameras, in-car cams, I guess you could say, of the race on certain trucks. The broadcasts of a certain number of races, they've been piling it up and building it up even the last couple of days, and I'm going to get some more races from the 2013 season here, so I'll have more races to watch. But I've been watching a lot of races, especially the ones I'm going to be at Daytona and Talladega, that type of racetrack. Been trying to watch as much as I can, learn as much as I can from the video, and also in-car audio as well. There's a lot to be learned from all angles and areas. I learned quite a lot with Doug and with Cunningham as well, in the ARCA and the truck car down at the Daytona tests for those series. So we've been doing a lot all across, trying to get myself ready and prepared for what's going to happen. But obviously, as everybody knows, when you test and run by yourself at Daytona, it's not even close to what the place and the race is like once you get going there, especially towards the end of the race. It's just a whole other animal.
That's right. You're very right there, Tyler. And there's somebody right now that's going to be stepping into the Cup Series that comes from the same type of background that you do. It's by the name of Kyle Larson. It seems that guys with your style of racing your type of cars coming up are the hot thing in NASCAR. So all the eyes are going to be on you. There's going to be a lot of expectations. So how do you prepare for those expectations? Because you got to jump into that ARCA car. You got to do good. You got to dance for Brett Bodine. And then hopefully he gives you the stamp of approval, and then you go out there. And you got a boss by the name of Brad Kozlowski, so it's not like you don't have any pressure on you, man.
Oh, it's great to have someone like that behind you. If you ever need a word of advice, or any little bit of help, I have a great crew chief and a great crew behind me, and as well I have a great owner who knows a lot about drafting. So from those those two aspects, I have a lot of great help. Being I'm not a very experienced pavement racer, I've only had 5 or 6 races on the pavement, but we've had pretty good success at times. But definitely, I raced a lot with Kyle growing up, and hopefully I can do all the things he's been able to do so far in his young career. We were really good buddies growing up together in the I Love Go-Karts, and he's been able to do it, and hopefully if he can do it, then hopefully I can do it as well. And hopefully I can protect a lot of these people out there, and it'd be great to do the same things Kyle has, and end up there in the Sprint Cup Series he has as well one day. So a lot of great things coming, and hopefully I can put myself in the position he has.
All right, Tyler, we're up against the clock here, so we've reached that time where it's time to spit out who's writing the checks and helping to make all this happen. So can you do that for us, buddy?
Yes, of course. I'd like to thank Sequent Performance Products, Reese Tow Power, Draw Tight Hitches, Broken Bow Records, BBR Music Group, all the guys at Brad Kozlowski Racing, Brad Kozlowski as well. A lot of great people involved, and I can't really say how much and how excited I am to get going in the 2014 season.
Now, Tyler, I guess I do got one more question for you. Bob's going to kill me here, but I'm going to do it anyway, our producer. So how do people get a hold of you out there on Facebook, Twitter, and things like that?
Yeah, well, you can reach me at Tyler Rick on Twitter, and I have my own fan page on Facebook as well. On the Facebook side of things, we've had some issues actually. We got on Facebook the other day, and I seem to have 100 unread messages apparently. So we got a little bit of issues there. We've been trying to figure it out, but I've been on Twitter a lot more here lately, trying to get it going, and obviously I have some catching up to do on Facebook as well, it seems. But so you guys can reach me there, and on those two on Twitter and Facebook as well. So feel free to ask me anything on there, and I'll be sure to get back to you.
That's a fact. You get back pretty quick on those social media outlets too. But all right, Tyler, there's one thing that you have to do on Burning Rubber Radio, and every guest has to do it. And Kenny Wallace started this a long time ago. But I need you to holler 3 magic words. Burning Rubber, baby. Can you do that for me?
Yes, sir. Burning Rubber, baby.
There you go, Mr. Tyler Rick. Going to be firing off for Brad Keselowski Motorsports in the Truck Series this year, and you can catch him all season long on the Blacklisted Promotions page, and we're going to be following him pretty close. Tyler, thanks a lot, and we'll catch up with you later, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
We're growing like crazy and need account reps who know their way around agencies, the internet, and social media. Got connections? Or do you know how to get to the decision makers? Are you fearless? We need you. Internet radio, or as we call it, wireless mobile radio, is rapidly becoming the place to be with almost limitless income potential. So contact us to get involved with the fastest growing professionally produced group of internet radio stations in the world. Your imagination is the only limit here. Call 717-749-0444. That's 717-749-0444. Or you can email us at scorpionradiogroup@gmail.com. You want to ask for Sue, shopping around for your racing gear, driving from store to store only to find they don't have what you want? Farner's Racing Collectibles on Black Gap Road in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania has it all. The hottest NASCAR, IRL, and NHRA diecasts, t-shirts, jackets, flags, and more. Everything racing. Stop by or check out their website, www.farnersracing.com, or call 717-352-2782. You'll be surprised at the selection, prices, and friendly client service. UPS, FedEx, and USPS shipping available. Farners Racing Collectibles, www.farnersracing.com, or call 717-352-2787. Farners Racing Collectibles. where racing comes alive.
You're listening to Burning Rubber Radio. Evidence that with enough money and a lot of BSing, almost anyone can have their own radio show. Now, back to Burning Rubber Radio.
Yeah. Welcome back to Burning Rubber Radio, where we don't have any money, but we got a lot of BSing going on here. I'm Andy DeLay, along with Mr. Dirty Dan Smith, and, of course, Bob Steele back there. Bob, man, you got to smile. I know I called you a butthole during the break, but you don't have to be all long-faced like that.
That's not what you called him. That's not what you called him. You think nobody can see our communications, huh? Our production communications, huh?
That's the truth anyway. Welcome back, folks. It's time. It's a round table. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. We're getting right back in tune in the swing of things here for the 2014 motorsport season in general. You know, NASCAR's kicking off, but what kicks off everything in my mind is the 24 hours of Daytona, the Rolex 24 hours. And Bob, I cannot wait, man. Tell the folks exactly what we're going to be doing again.
Well, it's going to be a really cool thing. We are partnering with In the Pits Media, In the Pits Racing Radio, a CBS station, and a station that also, or a show that also airs right here on PMN every Wednesday, and a number of other rebroadcasts. And we're going down to Daytona. Now, this is the first time for PMN going to Daytona. The first time I know for you, Andy. Certainly not the first time for me, but we've got a really neat cast of whack jobs that are going to be covering this. Of course, you. Of course, me. Gene Kinzer-Dana from Heels on Wheels, and Larry O'Donoghue from In the Pits Racing Radio. Plus, we have, as an expert commentator from time to time when he comes down off of his perch high above Daytona, Dave Reininger, who is the spotter for Ganassi Racing, and he also spots for Tony Kanaan on the IndyCar series. So the holder of two Indianapolis championship rings and a number of other championship rings, Dave Reininger is going to be there as well. So it is going to be quite the cast of characters, and certainly a lot of expertise. We're going to be talking to a lot of the racers, a lot of the people behind it. I believe we've also got some people from the Pirelli World Challenge who are going to be talking to us, and we will try to explain what actually happened when the American Le Mans Series and Grand Am combined, and we've got 24 hours to try and describe it to you so you understand it.
That's awesome. Hey, Bob, I got a real quick question.
Sure.
What happens if it rains during the 24? Do they call it, or do they run rain
No,
times?
they run in the rain.
Oh, good. So that means we can just go hide in the media center.
Yeah, we can hide in the media center, slip slide, and watch them zing around as they come off of the main straight just past the start-finish line, make a left into turn one. That's the one that's going to be real interesting if it rains.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will be. It is, at least on iRacing, because, man, you're hauling everything down from 160 miles an hour to what, about 45 to make that hard left?
It's pretty close to 45 miles an hour, and if you looked at the testing speeds, it's above 160. It's 200 plus.
They're moving.
They're cruising, yeah, no question about that.
I got a question for Dan here. Dan, have you heard all of the stuff being talked about in NASCAR? Of course, you got the template changes, and you got – and now I have heard a lot of folks that were beating up Brian France or somebody in NASCAR about something with the 2014 playoff schedule. Do you know anything about that? I can't find it.
I don't know anything concrete other than the news that was leaked last weekend about it, and I think it was more of a flag that was run up the poll to see what people's responses was going to be. You know how NASCAR does that every once in a while. Yeah. But I've made some comments out in social media world about that sense, and I've really thought about it. I really have, and I give NASCAR, the organization, a hard time quite a bit, and stop with the gimmicks, please. Stop with the gimmicks. Stop with the marketing, and let's just go racing and let the product speak for itself. I see this as a no-win situation. If they do institute these changes, it's just going to make it more laughable. Number one, in a lot of people's eyes, and that's what's going on in the social media world with it right now. But secondarily, if they come back and say, "Well, we're not going to do it. We listen to you, fans," then we're left to wonder and with the question of, is this just to create buzz before Daytona? Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is other than to say that, NASCAR, please stop with the gimmicks and stuff. You could probably get some of us back full time if you would just concentrate on the product on the track and go from there. But
I agree.
That's about all I got, Andy, on it. I'd be honest with you. There's really no news to talk about because nothing's happened yet. You know what I mean? So
okay, because I couldn't find
man.
it. Yeah, I couldn't find any news in that. And NASCAR, I personally think that in the Sprint Cup Series size, NASCAR made a lot of strides for a better show in 2013. Racing was closer, and they did a lot to the car to make it a little better. Supposedly, they trimmed up a few things to even make it better for 2014. So I'm just waiting and seeing. I need NASCAR to do more stuff, just like they did with the Truck Series last year and bringing them to Eldora. Man, that's not a gimmick. That just sells tickets because it's cool racing. What do you think?
Oh, no, I agree 100%. And I can't wait for Eldora this year. That I do know some things about Eldora this year that I can't really, talk about. I'm not trying to, be somebody, with insider information and not saying, but I have talked to quite a few teams, drivers, racers, and I think we're going to see something even better at Eldora this year. So we'll have to see how all that plays out as time goes here. But I'm really looking forward to Norm, following Norm Benning and
yes,
and Tyler Reddick in the Truck Series this year with the Blacklisted promotion stuff. So hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about what's going on and be able to release some info. I know our own Patrick Stapoli is trying to try some things for Eldora, so we'll have to see how that plays out.
Man, Dan, and that's good stuff. And talking about dirt, you had the lowdown real quick. I know we got to get out of here and get to the chef, but man, great job this weekend with the Chili Bowl stuff, buddy.
Thanks a lot, brother. But that was all about the racers and trying to tell their stories, man. We'll talk a little bit more about that with Thomas T-Mez, Mezzarelli in the grassroots spotlight here in a few minutes. So we'll cover that. But we got to get out of here, man. Chef John Dix, you on the phone with us?
Hey guys, burning rubber, baby.
Burning rubber, baby. What's up there, Big John?
Hey guys, yeah, we're starting out a new year, and it's a little bit too early for some of the folks up north to cook on the grill. So tonight we're going to have one of my favorites. We're going to cook a salmon dish.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, I know, Andy. We got that fish thing going for you Florida folks down there.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, is everybody ready? Get your pen and papers out.
I know I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to start with one salmon fillet. You want to get about 2 pounds. 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of lemon pepper seasoning, which lemon pepper is good on about anything. 1 tablespoon of onion salt. 1 small onion. And what I like to do is I like to slice it into little rings because it gives a pretty presentation to your salmon. 6 lemon slices and a half a cup of butter. That's what we're going to put on the salmon, okay? Now we're going to make a sauce with it. It's called a dill sauce. The dill sauce is 1/3 cup of sour cream, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of lemon sauce, 1 tablespoon of prepared horseradish. Now it's going to give it a little spice to it. 3/4 tablespoon of dill weed, and 1/4 tablespoon of garlic salt. And we're going to use pepper to taste. What we're going to do is we're going to line a 15 by 10-inch baking pan with tinfoil. Use the heavy-duty tinfoil. You want to grease it lightly. Just lightly put a little either olive oil on it or a little spray, whatever you like to use. You want to place the salmon skin side down on the foil. We're going to sprinkle with the lemon pepper and the onion salt, and then we're going to top it with the onions that we cut in little rings and the lemon. And then we're going to put little dabs of butter all over the top of the salmon. And then what you're going to do is you want to fold. That's easy. That's easy for anybody else to say. You want to fold the foil around the salmon real nice and tight so it seals because you want to kind of steam it. And what we're going to do with this, guys, we're going to bake it at 350 for about 20 minutes. And then you want to open the foil and you want to broil it now. You want to turn your oven on the broiler for about 8 to 10 minutes, and that's going to crisp up the salmon a little bit, and then you'll know it's done because you'll take your fork, and when the meat lightly flakes with a fork, that's when your salmon's done. And then what you're going to do is you're going to combine the sauce ingredients in a bowl, and you're going to pour that over the salmon and use that to dip in. And that 3 pounds of salmon will serve about 6 people unless Andy and I get there first.
That's right, John, and I'm looking forward to everything, buddy. And folks, if you would like to check this out, go to the Burning Rubber Radio Facebook page. And please, John, if you would, go over there and post up your recipe and tell us how you like it. You can drop us a line at burning.rubber@hotmail.com and let us know what you thought or if you have any requests and stuff. But, John, we got to get out of here, buddy. I hope you got everything. Get warm up there in Alabama and get ready for that 24-hour Rolex race coming up, bud.
Yes, sir, man. We're ready. We got some good surprises for this weekend. Burning rubber, baby.
Burning Rubber, baby. All right, folks, hang out. We'll be right back with a little more Burning Rubber Radio and T-Mez after this.
If you're a gearhead, you probably go online to those hot rod superstores, drooling over the chrome and speed goodies until you find just the right item for your muscle car, tuner car, truck. But what do you do when it comes to fixing the mom mobile? If you're like most do-it-yourselfers, you head to the strip mall parts store and talk to the "Do you want fries with that?" kid behind the counter. Hold on, Bunky. Did you stop to think where those chain stores are getting the parts that you're installing in the vehicle that's used to transport your family everywhere? They get the cheapest suppliers they can find to sell you the parts at bargain prices. Their limited lifetime warranties? What a joke. Remember the last time Mom's car broke down? You heard about that one for weeks. Don't take that chance again. Excelsior Racing has the quality parts you need for your family vehicle. Parts that you can install knowing you're getting the best for your family. Excelsior Racing. Quality parts, personalized service, affordable pricing, fast to you direct. Excelsior Racing. Online at excelsiorracing.com or call 502-909-2034.
Hi, I'm Mickey for Bed Bug Detection Services. Bed Bug Detection Services rescues dogs from the Humane Society and the SPCA, then trains them at the Florida Canine Academy. We then pair them up with a handler where they will spend the rest of their lives in a happy family home working in the community. We want to rescue our second dog, but we cannot do it without your help. We are fundraising to bring home our next canine. Please go to bbds.us, that's bbds.us, and do your part in helping us rescue another dog. bbds.us will give life, home, and a meaning to another dog. bbds.us. With every donation, you will receive a signed postcard from our current bed bug detection dog rescue, Lily. Go to bbds.us. And thank you.
Green, green, green! What's with all the green? Nothing but green. What's wrong with pastels and power colors? This is just wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Now back to the most diverse racing show. Scratch that. The most politically incorrect racing radio show on the internet today. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Burning Rubber Radio.
Yeah. Welcome back to Burning Rubber Radio. Andy DeLay alongside Dirty Dan Smith and Bob Steele. And you're right. We're pretty politically incorrect because I don't care if you like my pink underwear or not. So, Dan, what do we got for the grassroots stuff here, buddy? T-Mez, right?
Man, that's not even close to being politically incorrect. That was a bad analogy, Swami. But anyway, man, we got somebody on the phone with us that Bob, our producer, better have his finger on the beep button because he's going to be brutally honest with us, man. T-Mez, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good tonight. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I didn't build you up too bad there, did I?
Oh, no. I've been known to speak my mind on my interviews, that's for sure. But, I'll keep it good today.
There you go, man. You're never a boring interview. All right, let's back up here, man. Thomas Mezzarelli's on the phone with us. T-Mez, that's how everybody knows you, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you race? What do you do, brother?
Well, I'm from San Jose, California. I've been racing since I was like 8 years. I was 8 years old. I've run micros, midgets, sprint cars, Silver Crown cars, late model stock cars, modifieds. I've raced quads. I've stunt street bikes. I actually been building drift cars just recently. So I've been burning rubber a lot lately.
You've been doing a lot of that drifting. We'll talk about that. But there's something that I really want to talk to you about, bro. You had me on the edge of my seat during your prelim night at the Chili Bowl. I really think, I haven't done the numbers yet, and I haven't looked into it, but I'm telling you, I believe that you made the deepest run from the A and moving forward in your A main on your preliminary night. Tell me about that night, brother. Talk to me about the Chili Bowl.
Well, we kind of got off to a bad start. I had a throttle leak and slip in the heat race, which kind of got me back on points. But, I started deep in the feature, and you pretty much got to go forward. I had it all set up in my head where if I just finished all the races, started in the back of the feature, I had a feeling I could run top 10. And, it wasn't easy as done as said, but, I mean, I was just standing on the gas like I like to do, and it's a bull ring, and I've been winning indoor races since I was racing AJ Allmendinger back in quarter midget days. And, it's kind of my thing. Short track racing is my thing, quarter mile stuff. I never won any half mile races other than at Irwindale, USAC pavement midget, but on the short bull rings, I back her in and stand on the gas, and, on the top is where I like to be, and a lot of those guys don't like to be up there, man, so they kind of move out of my way, and I just kind of roll with it.
Well, let's talk about that. You're right. You are the definition of a gasser, man. You open up the racing dictionary and the word gasser, and there's a picture of T-Mez right there. You bring a lot of excitement, and you're worth the price of admission anytime you show up. But, brother, let's talk about that car, man. I know, when you look at the caliber of cars and competition that's out there, your car, man, for what you done out there at the Chili Bowl, I mean, it was commendable with the equipment that you were running. Now, I'm not trying to badmouth, but tell the people out there a little bit about the equipment that you were running, man.
Well, I mean, let's face it, I've been known to take a shit box and run up front with it or put it in the show, what I mean? And that's nothing against everybody's equipment that I've run. That's just saying facts. I mean, not a lot of us have the money that Tony Stewart does and the Casey Canes, but I don't have any money invested, and and I love racing more than anything in the world, and I've moved back to Indiana to do it. And Carl Sandy, I've been running him for a couple of years, and heck, in the middle of the year we were at Bloomington, and I kind of quit in the middle of the races. I mean, we didn't have nothing. We were slow. We weren't going to make it out of the qualifier, and it was kind of after Josh Burton had got killed, and that was a good buddy of mine, and so I wasn't drinking up in the stands, and just told Carl, hey, you get a good motor, I'll go drive it. And that's kind of what started the drifting, I just, I didn't have good rides, and, I'd soon not go racing, so I kind of started messing around with the drift car. But, Carl bought a new motor, and that was the first time actually with the new motor. And, I mean, you put an S-Slinger and T-Mez and a midget, and it's on, My buddy likes to call me the midget master because he's like, dude, you're mediocre in a sprint car, which I beg to differ, but I'm pretty good at a midget.
Yeah. Go ahead, T-Mez.
I'm pretty good in a midget, and that's kind of what I've always been doing, and I love it, like I said, and I want nothing more than to be sitting behind a fight car or something. But Carl, those guys have been doing the stuff since the 80s, and it was an honor to put their car in the show for the first time.
That was, man. It was really cool, man. Now you went up in flames in the A feature. You're either on the gas and moving it to front and keeping us on the edge of our seats, or you're providing video and pictures, man, of something pretty cool too. On that. Not cool if you're writing the checks or sitting in the seat, but for the fans, it's pretty cool. But T-Mez, let's talk about. Go ahead, buddy.
It was fortunate enough that it was just an oil leak, and it caught fire because I was standing on the gas, and hot oil and hot exhaust going flames, but so we didn't hurt nothing. It just kind of was a bummer to not get the laps that we needed to maybe go forward, but we kind of got put a lap down early by Clausen. He was on a move. I mean, and it was good to see him take it over Kevin, even though I could see Kevin was pretty shitty after that.
He wasn't too happy. That's a fact, man. And you're right. It was good to see BC in victory lane. But let's talk about your drift car, because I know you're out there in Cali and you're trying to do some things out there. Or are you back in Indiana now?
I'm living in Indianapolis full time, and just kind of, the drift thing's just kind of my hobby, and it doesn't pay a whole lot. Like right now, I'm running some Pro-Am stuff, Midwest Drift Union, and they're telling me I gotta do good to get my pro license, and I just basically don't have the car quite yet. I had a small block Chevy and a 240 SX last year, and it just didn't like it. It was carbureted, and I really should have put LS1 in it, but I wasn't too sharp on the wiring and stuff, and just didn't want to get balls deep and not know what I was doing and have all this stuff in my garage and money spent and not go race, not go play with it, So I killed a bunch of tires and burnt rubber and killed a bunch of motors last year, and hopefully this year I got a little bit of sponsors going on. Fathead's going to help me out again, and I'm probably going to run 4 to 6. I'm going to try to run 10, but my sprint car midget schedule is pretty packed. I'm trying to maybe work on some of the national USAC midget teams. I was down there and had a good run and put a lot of guys back in the trailer that maybe we shouldn't have, or maybe if I was in their car, they would have been in the feature.
All right. T-Mez, when we get more time, the next time you're on the show or we get you on one of our sister stations or shows, I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened down to Chili Bowl when you first brought that last year when you brought that drifting car down to the parking lot. But for now, man, we got to get ready to get out of here. We're out of time. So I need you to do one thing for me, man. Can you do something for me?
Sounds good.
All right, man. I need you to holler out 3 magic words. I need you to holler out burning rubber, baby. And Kenny Wallace started this back a few years ago, and every guest we have on has to do that. Can you do that for me?
That sounds like something I'd like to do, literally and verbally. So, burning rubber, baby.
There you go. That is T-Mez here on Burning Rubber Radio, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Mickey for Bed Bug Detection Services. Bed Bug Detection Services rescues dogs from the Humane Society and the SPCA, then trains them at the Florida Canine Academy. We then pair them up with a handler, where they will spend the rest of their lives in a happy family home working in the community. We want to rescue our second dog, but we cannot do it without your help. We are fundraising to bring home our next canine. Please go to bbds.us, that's bbds.us, and do your part in helping us rescue another dog. bbds.us will give life, home, and a meaning to another dog. bbds.us. With every donation, you will receive a signed postcard from our current bed bug detection dog rescue, Lily. Go to bbds.us. And thank you.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
Attention, ladies. Veritas Training Academy in Sarasota, Florida will take you from zero to hero with their Women with Weapons training course. You'll learn basic skills and some advanced techniques such as moving and shooting and reloading under stress. No prior firearms experience is needed to attend this 6.5-hour course. Call today at 941-447-7089. That's 941-447-7089 for upcoming class dates and times. Veritas also offers firearm safety and concealed carry courses as well as private lessons. Veritas Training Academy in Sarasota, Florida. Don't be the victim the bad guys are looking for. Check out Veritas on Facebook at facebook.com/trainveritas.
Guns, gas, and girls. It's Burning Rubber, baby. Now back to the show.
Hey, we're back to Burning Rubber Radio. Dan, man, we got to get the hell out of here because T-Mez and that was great stuff, buddy, man. Looking forward to talking to you next week. I'm sure you got more stuff for your grassroots stuff, and of course, me and Bob, or Bob and I, should I say, we're going to have all kinds of good stuff from the 24s, Dan.
Woohoo! Yeah, we did. We had a ton of stuff for the Chili Bowl last week, and I can't, the links are out there, so go check it out. Bob, I don't know why you're taking Swami to Daytona with you, man, but good luck, brother.
Yeah, well, you know how it goes. Sometimes you make stupid decisions and you regret them later. But hey, I have heard that he makes a really, really nice honey jack drink, so I want to check that out.
Yep, that's right. And I'm sorry for calling you a butthole earlier, Bob. So anyway, folks, hang out, and we will be back next week with some more Burning Rubber Radio. Take care, everybody.
Burning Rubber Radio is a copyrighted production of the PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com, a division of the Scorpion Radio Group Incorporated. This program may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit permission of PMN. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/burning-rubber-radio, or go to the PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com website and look for our landing page there. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the management and ownership of either the Performance Motorsports Network or the Scorpion Radio Group, or those of our advertisers and marketing partners. Be listening next week as we munch through 4 or 5 large pieces, half the salad bar, and at least a case of chilled adult beverages.
Hey there!
Huh?
What about the guests and the motorsports coverage and all the other cool stuff they do?
Oh, yeah, well.
Now, come on now.
And they do one hell of a show.
Okay.
For Burning Rubber Radio, I'm Cougar Michael.
Burning rubber, baby!